Hey everybody, how we doing? My name is Peter Tobin,
I'm Brian Lawrence.
and this is Balls Deep. Today we're uh, today
Let's just get this over with.
today we're getting balls deep into The Visit. This movie is, well, a quintessential Shyamalama Ding Dong movie. This M. Night Shyamalan does it yet again. He really peaked with Unbreakable. I mean, even
I enjoyed Signs.
even Signs. I was gonna say even Signs has its moments,
The Village had the potential to be fantastic,
but
and a lot of times, while you're watching The Village, you kind of see glimmers of a great movie.
Shyamalan directed it, and so he ruined it. That's the problem. I had a lot of high hopes for M. Night when he first came out on scene with.
Sixth Sense.
Thank you. With The Sixth Sense. I thought that was an incredible movie despite the plot holes and all the things that people tore it apart with. It still had a lot of potential. And then he came out with Unbreakable, which I thought was probably
One of my favorites.
arguably his best movie he's ever done. Signs, I was super stoked when I saw that coming out. I was like, new M. Night? Yeah, we're going to see that. And it gave me, kind of night terrors for a little bit. I mean,
Me too. A lot of really effective scenes.
really great scenes. Fast forwarding through all of the bullshit that he's ever done, we come to this gem.
Which some were actually saying was kind of a comeback. It actually got decent reviews when it came out. I remember it did fairly well.
So
in
his
theaters.
his mom apparently is a reviewer, and she's supporting him. So we're going to disregard M. Night's mother, and we're going to do this review on our own. So, again, with M. Night Shyamalan's film, he has a lot of potential here. There is a lot of potential.
It's a
with
really
this
cool
movie.
story. It's a cool idea.
It's a great idea. It's really, really creepy. There's a lot of potential here. A lot of twists and turns that you can go down. And
The marketing I thought was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of you have that poster, the eat as much as you want, have fun, don't come out after 9:30.
Yeah.
It's like just that little poster. You kind of go, ooh, what's this about?
Yeah.
So
Super creepy. The style that he went with, I'm not a fan of. The only movie that I ever enjoyed that did the handheld camera was the first one really to do it, which was the Blair Witch Project. I thought that was a great movie, first that I know of its kind, but people started really going overboard with it, and it's just this.
it's fucking lazy.
It's lazy.
That's what gets me about it. It's lazy. This movie absolutely baffled me.
I figured it out. I mean, I know that's not what you're talking about. I figured it out about 15, 20 minutes after they actually got to Grandma and Grandpa's house. I figured out a lot of what was going to happen, but no. I'm sorry. I totally interrupted you. What baffled you about this movie?
Everything about it. I still am not sure if this was supposed to be a comedy or not. And I mean that, like, is he purposely intending to go for like a really dark black humor movie
Oh.
with this? Because that's the only way I could see trying to take this seriously. Because from the get-go, I'm gonna pull up IMDb's synopsis for this movie. Two siblings become incredibly frightened by their grandparents' disturbing behavior while visiting them on vacation. About 30-45 minutes through this, I finally realized the only way that you can watch this movie the only way you could watch this movie seriously is if that synopsis says two incredibly dumb siblings begin to notice their grandparents' increasingly bizarre behavior. because these kids are dumb to the point where I feel like it was intentional. Where
it absolutely was
it's
intentional.
as if Shyamalan wrote this as like, what would have happened if two just really dumbass kids were put into this situation, and the entertainment just comes from them not getting the fucking hint that something very wrong is going on here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have the boy who's like, dude, there's something fucking going on. And then the big sister is like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
The first night, Grandma's just kind of strolling around the house, projectile
vomiting downstairs.
Okay, weird, but they still go with it. Okay, I can go with that. Second night, hear rustling outside the door. They open the door. There's Gam Gam, butt ass naked, scratching at the walls. To me, vacation over when I see that.
Yeah, done.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. No, done, gone. Even Honey Bear is like, done.
No.
Done.
But, and actually, I got a little bit ahead. The entire setup of this movie is ridiculous. It opens up with the mother. You have this interview. You find out that, they had her and the grandparents had a huge blow up, and she hasn't talked to them for the last 15 years. They contact her out of nowhere 15 years later, saying that they want to meet her.
They want to meet their grandchildren.
They
want before they get too old. They want to meet their grandchildren and reconnect with their daughter.
And her reaction...
Let's just send my two children
to
go see Gram and Pop.
I mean, to be fair, she was reluctant about it, but not for the reasons that she should have been reluctant about it. She was reluctant about it just because they had a tumultuous, bad relationship.
Yeah, not that I
haven't seen or talked to these people in over 15 years, and they contact me out of the blue wanting to meet my grandchildren. She has no idea who the fuck they are now. All she says is she looked on the website and they do like counseling.
Yeah.
And for her, that's
okay.
That's enough.
Sure.
So you basically have the one of the worst mothers I've seen, from her kids' insistence, throws them on a fucking train and says, "Go have a nice time with your grandparents, whom you've never met."
Yeah.
Whom I have a rocky relationship, and who all I know about them is from some like online article about their counseling. No idea the state of their mental health.
No, hey, Mom, Dad, why don't you come down here for a weekend, stay at the Hilton, and we'll all go get coffee and breakfast, and we'll go from there. No. I haven't seen you in 15 years. But I know that I love you deep down in my heart, and I know that you love me deep down in your heart, so I'm just going to send my children off who have never met you, and one's 15 and the other, or 14 and the other one's 12, or whatever.
And you find out that this entire movie could have been avoided if she had just done her job as a mother, which was to connect with these people.
Yeah. And why doesn't Mom have any pictures of Gram or Pop? And honestly, why Gram Pop? Come on, Shyamalan. This is not fucking Last Airbender.
She just sends them on they don't even know who they're looking for.
No. Are we supposed to wait for two old fucking people to come pick us up at the...
They could be strangers.
Yeah.
Which, guess what?
They were!
Oh.
But as my law enforcement father always said, you never catch the smart ones. You can't have a movie if it involves nothing but intelligent, smart people.
And that's what I mean. This movie can only be watched if you go into it knowing that the characters are very, very stupid, and that's what if you look at this as a comedy, and it's a comedy about really stupid people that are thrown into a terrible situation.
Yeah.
That's the only way this movie works and is watchable. And to me, I can take seriously.
So, I'm not even going to get too deep into the cinematics of this film. This is a handheld movie. I don't really care for them, especially after Cloverfield. I thought that anything after Cloverfield, any handheld movie after Cloverfield was just trash. Cloverfield ruined it for me. A huge, huge potential with that movie, and they just... And ever since then, every movie that's come out that's been handheld has just been a piece of shit. And this included. It was just way too bullshit. There's one scene, Brian pointed it out. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't take much care into noticing it. The kid is holding a full-on camera, like, not just a handheld, click and shoot like we have that has video potential. He's actually holding the full, like, an actual camera. And he's holding it with his hand like this, and he's looking around, and he goes like this. Just looks full on back. Whole body moves. The camera stays perfectly still. I don't care how much, like, how sophisticated the stabilizer is in the camera's still going to tilt. Especially if it's a 12-year-old kid. That's what's going to happen. Not perfectly still. I'm like a chicken head. I'm perfectly still.
And it doesn't move in with him either when he kind of, like, leans.
No. It stays...
It should pull with him.
And, I mean, you even see at the bottom of the screen his arm.
Yes.
Like, you don't see any of his arm. You don't see any of his arm except for maybe right here. And then all of a sudden you see all the way up to his wrist. And then disappears as he turns back. No movement.
No. Like, basically, from night 2 on, these kids should have gotten the fuck out of here.
Absolutely.
Like, when Gam Gam is pouncing underneath the house during the hide and seek sequence,
which should have been taken playfully by the kids, but
they're terrified.
For suspense issues for the movie, they're absolutely terrified. Now, had I been down underneath the house, even at 6'7", 275 pounds as I am, I would probably be terrified myself. I would probably kick Gram in the fucking head because she would have scared the shit out of me.
But there's none of that, like, initial, like, oh, Grandma's down here.
No, it's...
Or, Grandma, what are you doing? And they're fucking terrified.
I mean, it was really... Don't get me wrong. Shyamalan did a good job with being creepy on that one, because here's Grandma, hair is all up in her face. You can't see her face. And she's like fucking like it's creepy. It's really creepy. So bravo, Shyamalan, for having one or two scenes in your entire scary movie be actual creep.
When they put the surveillance camera up for the night, they only have 2 cameras. One of them's a DSLR looking camera, similar to what we got, and then we've got another one. It looked kind of like a Canon, like C300 or something like that.
But the DSR, was it?
DSLR,
similar to what we have. How long should that last?
It just full constant running. It usually runs for about 10 minutes. Straight until it will just kind of shut itself off.
It's a battery saving mechanism that
the camera's not meant to be a long shooting.
No. So you have the DSLR similar to what we have. So with the lens included, it's maybe that long from back to the front of the lens. Okay, that can fit on a bookshelf. The other one, however, is probably 3 or 4 inches longer, at least longer than that one. So obviously that's not going to be able to fit without being noticed on the camera or on a bookshelf.
They do it anyways, though.
But they put the DSLR on the fucking bookshelf because the one that's recording the bedroom is the fucking fancy one. So it's like...
And they think that this is not going to be noticed
by
anybody.
Graham freaks the fuck out and sees it. Now, here's what pissed me off about that whole scene. They have this whole scene where the camera is filming this portion of the room, right? and we cut to bullshit that happens, and then we cut back to the DSLR
During the night.
during the night. The camera is no longer at this angle, it's at this angle. Because why? Because we need to see Graham being fucking creepy as shit in the kitchen. And then we need to see Graham run off screen where it was pointing, and then come back and do a jump scare at the camera. Which, I'm sorry, who all was expecting that? Show of hands. Thank you, Graham.
But yeah, I mean, this just baffled me. This movie. I could not for a second take it seriously.
No.
It almost kind of works as a dark comedy. Like, if once, like I said, you set that up mindset, it could work. But then you get to the end where it suddenly gets very serious.
Yeah.
After the kids have been rescued and you
Like,
got
this
them,
isn't a Tusk kind of movie where it is dark comedy.
Yeah.
This is just full on fucking Riri.
and then it gets to like the end and you have the emotional, like, which I'll give credit, she did a very good job for that scene. Kind
Yeah.
of the end, the mother, when she kind of tells the story of what happened that night, she kind of
Yeah.
has to go through the entire sequence from being composed to kind of breaking down. I thought she did a good job with that. But it just gets very serious then, and then you have like the beautiful piano music, and then you have the home video with the father and everything, and it's suddenly very solemn, and it doesn't work with the rest of the movie because the rest of the movie has been so fucking ridiculous that it's
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I was not. Brian sprung this on me.
I did.
He sprung the movie on me. He said, "Hey, let's watch a movie." He comes into my apartment and he's like, "Hey, here's the movie." And I open it up and I'm like, "The Visit." Why am I not surprised that you chose a piece of shit movie for us to watch? And what does he have in his other hand? Oh, he has the camera. So clearly he wants to do a video. Okay.
Well, I wasn't.
I thought this was two homies chilling, kicking it, watching a movie.
It was. I brought the camera just in case.
But you involved work with this.
Yes, this is such an arduous task. Have another sip, please.
Oh.
You've been working hard this whole time. But, I mean, this ended and I was like, oh, we have to talk about this.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, this actually got decent write-ups, so I just...
How? Who?
I don't know.
Who did he pay to write good reviews about this movie? Or are they so like held up on Lady in the Water, or Lake, or whatever the fuck that movie was?
I got it right the first time.
Oh, I did. Are they so hung up with Lady in the Water that they think that any movie he does after that is gonna be good? I mean, Jesus, what was that last one he made? The signal or the sign or the noise, or what was that with
Technically, his last movie was After Earth.
No, I thought it was the other one with Matt Damon.
You mean Mark Wahlberg?
Or was it Mark Wahlberg? I don't
Happening?
know. They both The Happening. They both look the same.
Okay. No, he did do The Happening, but The Happening I fucking loved.
I still haven't seen that.
Okay, you haven't seen it. The Happening did it right. It was so goofy and stupid and over the top, but it was hilarious. It was done in like such a tongue-in-cheek way that I actually found it really, really entertaining. This movie, I think, tries to do that. I think tries to do that. I cannot fathom that he meant for this to be taken seriously.
I don't understand.
Just because of the shit that these kids do, I can't.
And it's strictly for plot development. Like, no, I don't know. Even my nephew, he's 11 years old. I love him to death, but he's not the smartest kid. I mean, he's really smart, don't get me wrong. He's very book smart, very, very mathematically smart. But would he know what to do in this kind of situation? I don't think so. I don't know. I really don't.
She's 15, though.
Yeah, and he's 11. So I really don't think that my nephew would know what to do if all of a sudden Graham went batshit crazy like this.
I think a 15-year-old would,
Yeah, and she doesn't.
though. No, she's, like I said, stupid.
And a disclaimer, I love my nephew. I love him dearly. Hunter, if you ever watch this, I'm sorry.
Not even, can I, not even once when they're Skyping, is it like, can I at least just talk to them real quick?
Well, let me say
Or
hi
just,
to Grandma.
or
Grandma,
just
Pop,
say
Pop
hi
real
and
quick.
say, here's my number if you need to get into.
Hey, Grandma, Grandpa, here's the contact, here's the Skype, here's
Any
blah, 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 blah.
fucking form of parenting, or at least some concern over the well-being of your children. Just any, please. I can't. I don't know. I think
So
we're beating a
clearly,
dead horse.
yeah, we're clearly beating a dead horse, and clearly there are, per the usual with M. Night's movies, there are about 1,000,001 plot holes and just fuck ups that he does. But again, there's a great potential in his stuff. He just doesn't know how to write thorough stories, and he does not know how to direct and create great stories
Anymore.
True. Anymore. Any last comments?
No, I think we just.
On Nana and Pop Pop Have Been Waiting.
I mean, there's probably a bunch more, but I think I've said about pretty much what I need to. With this.
And I think I've said all I need to say. So to recap,
Watch it as a comedy about two incredibly stupid children.
enjoy it as a pseudo dark comedy with no anticipation on anything good. So thank you so much for watching another one of our shit shows. My name is Peter Tobin.
I'm Brian Lawrence.
And thank you for getting balls deep with us on The Visit. Till next time, my friends.